Nick here, and today we're going to be covering Icarus on the console. So the game has been out a while on PC, but I believe when it started it was just a mission mode. Now you've got outposts and open world as well. So I started playing on the Olympus open world map, and the great thing about the open world is that you can also do the missions on here as well, although be it not all of them are available. So first up, you pick your drop point. I picked the easy zone down the bottom right to get started, and then you have to go about building a contact device so you can do the missions.
First things first, if you want to complete missions for the UDA, you'll need to craft a short-range radio. Plenty of folks need help, and factions pay well for prospectors that offer their time. Up to you. Stay safe.
So the game does start you off with nothing, as per most survival games. One thing you'll notice straight away is you're also fighting for air as well as food and water. And to get oxygen, you're going to have to find oxide nodes or pick it up off the floor. It's these little blue ones here. Early on, of course, you're going to have to craft your usual weapons, a pick, axe, and a little knife. And if you've played survival games before, you know you're going to need a spawn point, so a bedroll and a box to put all your items in. Great thing about this game is it's got a tier system, so tier 1 you can unlock a load of items, and even better still, when you go down your levels you don't have to go item by item, you can move along the lines and then get the next item you want without spending loads of extra points unnecessarily. As for what to get at the start, a few essential items: your stone axe, your pickaxe of course, then you want a knife for skinning animals, and a hammer for repairs when the storms come and take out your structures. You're then also going to want a crate for storing items, a bow and arrow for taking out animals, and then the wooden structure so you can build and have somewhere to stay. And as for armour, for a bit of protection, I just skip straight to the bone armour. Another interesting thing with this also is the talent points. So as well as using your tier system to upgrade what you can make and create, you can also diversify your talents into what you want to do. So if you want to be a hunter, be the cooking person or the resource gatherer, you can spec into what you want to be. Great thing about this talent system is that when you've got multiple people playing, you can also use those talents to your advantage and make your team all rounded. Early on the game is a little slow whilst you're in tier 1 until you get to tier 2, and then it opens up a lot. But at the start you can go hunting, which is quite fun. You've got the animations, slow motion when you make a good shot, and a little bit of fishing. You can go out and do caves, explore and missions. Again, you wait until you get to like level 10 really before the game really opens up. And to level up quickly early on, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to get your bow and arrow, go out, kill everything you can find, and then skin it for the resources. So as I previously mentioned, the game does come with co-op and multiplayer. I think you can play up to 4 people in your open world. There's a drop-in, drop-out feature, so they can go away and do their missions and come back as well, which is nice. There's a pretty cool animation as well when they drop in from the sky. One thing to note though is if they're new to the game when they're joining you, they are going to start with nothing, so make sure you protect them and clear the area of any hostiles before you go and greet them. So next thing, shelter. Shelter's important in this game because storms are a very big factor in your survivability. One thing that is useful as well in this game is to build it structurally. So unlike other survival games, you just chuck up your box walls and you're happy. If you build a flat roof in here and you're in the snow biome, the snow will cave in your roofs. Another note, as well as structural supports, is to figure out which materials to use. Early game, you haven't really got much choice. But if you build out of wood, bad things are going to happen. So with your wooden building, you've got to try and survive the storms. You can get a hammer out and you can fix it up as you go in. But if the lightning hits, yeah, well you'll see what happens here. can unlock a fire whacker, but unfortunately we hadn't at this point, so all we could do was just watch it burn. Thankfully though, you can gather some of the resources after it's burnt down. Okay, so the game opens up at tier 2, like I said. You can build the contact and then you can get missions from the orbital station. So although you can still go hunting and do a bit of fishing, now the game opens up properly and you can build things and do missions. So it's a lot better at this point. On top of new weapons, resources and everything else it unlocks, you also get the ranching station, which means you can tame animals like wolves and horses to ride on, making the game a lot easier to travel around and protect yourself. One thing to note though, when you are capturing animals, either you kill the horse mum and then you get the baby, or you go and snare a wolf. When you bring them back to base, they need a food and water trough and a bed to sleep in as well. And all of these are crafted at the ranching station, and you need to unlock them as well in your tech tree points. One thing to note with the water trough as well is you don't need purified water like I was using. You can just leave it outside and the rain will fill it for you. For feeding your animals, make sure you craft a sickle because this will give you loads more seeds. So level 2 gives you access to the crafting bench, which opens up the furnace, and then you can also make better weapons, craft down metals to make stronger and better things. One other great thing you'll unlock is the oxide dissolver. This allows you to fill up bladders of oxygen to take with you, and also lets you forget about having to breathe for a while and pick up loads of little blue rocks. So another big thing with Icarus is that you need metals to progress. So where do you get the ores? You have to go into these caves, and inside you're going to have to fight off these giant space worms that spit stuff at you. But it's well worth the venture because you need those resources. Do be wary though, you do get cave sickness, which depletes your stamina, making it harder to fight them off as you go in. So you want to be cautious, take them out as soon as you can, and then venture forth. It's better if there's 2 of you. You can also build inside the caves like little ramps to make a defense, which is really handy, as this prevents their spit damaging you and obviously you taking poison damage. You can get antivirals early on that will stop it, but you're better off just trying to avoid it if you can. So finally, what the game was initially intended for was missions. Here on the open world you can play majority of them. There are a couple you can't, unfortunately, but all you got to do is build that contact board and then you can start them. First off, they do start easy, just putting a beacon up or building something or just hunting an animal. It is a little bit boring to start with, but obviously as you get more progressed you get harder and harder missions. Overall, I think it's a great game. I was really looking forward to this and the hype and anticipation was extreme. Unfortunately though, the grind to get to level 30 is quite extensive, and that's probably where this game drops off. But if you don't mind a grind and you really enjoy exploration, this is a game for you. And if you stick with it, it is really rewarding. The missions do get more difficult, there's bosses, and obviously the other biomes are a lot more challenging.